Akwa. Now, EC has informed GFP to make arrangements to nominate a new candidate following the death of party's presidential candidate Akua Donkor. Akua Donkor wu eman edien eye apalutiase onyame tie sufre. Now I say electoral commission no and the krata beto abontene say eye Akua Donkor party no omunyi eye den flag bearer na eye print na print ballot papers no isi say omujai. Jemensa aje instructions a free Jubilee House say Samoku Akua Donkor wi a me pese be fa kwan bi so na afi John Mahama number 8 no yesesa no na nkema John Mahama free 8 wo because breaking the 8 na de John Mahama be breaki binti ene Jane Mensa ni easy for say Akua Donkor wu omo ma Akua Donkor party no be 10 days say omo fa flag bearer from ra ansana eye ballot papers na omo print ya maka be 10% ni ewie no omo toaso. I want to say this. The ballot papers near the koto abano about 90% ya print ewie. Now already easy for press release omo de ba abontinia mamen kan na menjudwum na Ghana for ehu de echo. Death of 2024 presidential candidate Madam Akua Donkor, 29th of October 2024. I'm sorry, 29th of October 2024. Now, EC4 statement of the Electoral Commission has today received information on the unfortunate passing of the presidential candidate of the Ghana Freedom Party (GFP), Madam Akua Donkor. May she rest in peace. While the 1992 Constitution and the Public Elections Regulations 2020 CI 127 are not clear on processes to follow in the event of the death of a presidential candidate, Article 54 of the 1992 Constitution provides as follows, and I quote, where at the close of nomination but before the elections, one of the candidates dies, a further period of 10 days shall be allowed for nomination. End of quote. The commission has since informed the GFP to make arrangements to nominate a new candidate and inform the commission accordingly. In the meantime, the commission has suspended the printing of presidential ballot papers, which was near completion. See the last statement, almost say, in the meantime, the commission has suspended the printing of presidential ballot papers, which was near completion. Thank you. Samuel Tete, Deputy Chairman, Operations. Easy for say, Omati say a year Akua Donkor sebio watwa nananom ewon siedo na Ghana mrano sebio emra ebo omodwumadie no ho ban a 1992 Constitution eye emra kase a ebo Ghana ho no sebio emu eye emu baby ekire say any electoral commission for so emra baby kire say sebio was say omo ka kire party ni say omo enadu omo ntumi fa obi emehye Akua Donkor nan na mom omo kasa no omo say Ghana eye emra kase ne enhyeda eni emra poti bi a edawa ekire de ewo se omo fa so se obi a ope emampanyini edi a sebio ye beto aba no ofiri mu a na mom isi womra kuma bi a edawa sebio ye nyina ye betumi afaso na saa emra no ena mo friend CI 127 2020 ena omode saa emra no ba no na saa emra no kire se obi epe franka anase omampanyine di na ye kwa akoto aba na se ofiri mu a party na sebio odi omonim anase oyo omo franka tufo no saa party no de omo ye ne se omo ma party no enadu na party no enyi nipa foforo na sebio omo nya den omedi omonim no mkotu den akantuo akansie no na isi kasa no omo se eye papers a sebio yekoto eye enwa ba ma yehu bebia obi abeda no a ye rekoto aba no omo ankasa eba atoma no mutuo say eye papers aye printed yakoto aba 2024 December ya aka ena eduasa 9 eduasa nkron no omo say papers ne de omo printed the do na in fact omo chichemu aye oha chichemu a beye ediokron 90% de papers omo print wi a Donkor edin ene the picture etare so na emom omo mbra ne kire se e wo se omo ma eye Donkor party no omo de omo ma party no eye akwanya ma se omo pese omo ma obi be hye Donkor nan a nipa no e be hye Donkor nan. Now sa asemu ya isi edia be nipa ne nsa ehya ase no ye frɛ no eye Samuel Tete ono so ye another kromfo a owo isi. Now obi bebusa se na asema abeyi Electoral Commission sebio ye nyina ye nim se Electoral Commission a print election papers and a ballot papers edu be 90% no se asema si say ne say ye jai ballot papers ne printi na yama Donkor party no 10 days say omunyi den omunyi eye den another presidential candidate. Question e pese busa ne say enti 90% in krata na isi a print no sa enkrata bebrebe na yedi sika ne ink ya contracted different printing press mama print no easy se Donkor party no enyi obia se omeye presidential candidate sa enkrata na ya print na yede eyede serial numbers nyina to so a yede credo ato ano no easy betu egu ana easy ebekoso ama ya print na ya koto aba. Now question also busa hono say eye isi nankasa mmra no ede ne kafa eye de se obi wu ewo ede se all contest se obey president owu abra ye kwoto aba o kan eye CI 72 sorry CI 72 and this is it sorry CI 75 where isi for nankasa mmra o kan CI 75 now 2012 and asambra we ye share no Ghana eno eye easy emra ni bi almost say death of a candidate. Now where an election is to be held and the candidate dies on the eve of the election and proof of the death of the candidate is given to returning officer before the commencement of the poll, the returning officer shall put on hold proceedings in relation to the election and inform the commission. Say easy say omumbra le kire say yakoto aba na say ebia enne ana ochena ana ada ye beto aba no say presidential candidate bi eden a ewu a ye see easy mra ne kire say e wo say officer na returning officer na ohwe sa aba so no and the Ghana ye ka returning officer of Ghana's election agent Mensa ye to aba ni nyina ewi a returning officer of Ghana's election no agent Mensa. So uba regional your returning officers but Ghana ankasa ye ka returning officer nipa ye de abani nyina be si na so mane kinkan ni nyina ka bom e ka kire a Jane Mensa adukwe Mensa and a returning officer isi mrano eye CI 75 ne kire say ye koto aba na presidential candidate bi wu a e wo say nipa na oye returning officer ohwe abado so no e wo se ohodi abano no make sure say eye sa asem na yesi no ye betu anamon ansa na ye den ansa na yakoso ato abano. Now 2 no say the commission shall on receipt of information under the sub regulation 1 adjourn the poll and allow a period of 10 days for the political party to which the candidate belonged to nominate a new candidate. Intimbrani kire say eye isi no ebe gina abano bebi ejina bia no na wa ma eye political party no inedu 10 days for that political party to elect a new flag bearer and then they can go ahead and conduct the elections. Now my question here is what if say Donkor party no entumi enyi a presidential candidate? What if say NPP for we know will do everything possible from stopping Donkor political party no from electing a presidential candidate or nominating a presidential candidate to come and contest no? What will be the next move of the EC? A question amibusa. Because when BB East Nankasa Kratamuno, almost a presidential ballot papers, no, almost printed 90%, meaning Abano papers, Abano, they are almost done in printing the papers. Because I will share documentation we are. Printing presses are almost air printed around the nation, no, Oko back press, Ashanti Regional, and Savannah. They have printed and basically they have even box all the papers. Omo printing paper newie aka eye 3 numbers bi on behim. Omo party representatives at the omo locks nyina eba me de atoa no. Technically, papers na ekwa Ashanti region no and Savannah no eye back press no they have printed about 95% omo. So as act commercials, upper west, upper east, almost so about 90% presidential, omo print here. Oba eye InnoLink, almost so print it. Oba checkpoint, Oma print it. Fund start, Oma print it. Yasaku, Sanko Fuena, easy so Oma cancel Oma contracts, no. Ghana Publishing Company. Into all these publishing companies are almost printed ballot papers, no. They have done about 90% of the presidential ballot. Meaning, about 90% of the presidential ballot, no. Eye Ekwadonko enim daso. Now, easy ni say, Wama Ekwadonko party, no, 10 days. Ekwadonko party, no, any, anase Omo nominati a new flag bearer, na easy no, and take into one more. So the question to the Electoral Commission and say, so Ochina, Ekwadonko party no, a flag bearer. Are we going to discard? And our people say ya print here we are almost 90%. Mwanga say ya printing most of them, you know. Are we going to throw them away and now can put Ekwadonko party no the new flag bearer's face before we reprint all this? Ballot papers be man just a question. Now my men show the NPP for person ye. My men show the Jane Mensa episode ye. My men show the next move of the NPP. Ekwadonko na umukuno no. They killed Ekwadonko because they wanted a ballot no. John Mahama number 89 the Ghana for nyina agatu no. Omo pese omo pe koti kwan bi so no mu change a ballot the number no. Na John Mahama free 8. Now, this is what they are going to do. And Ghana 4 should be alert. Nobody should allow Jane Mensa and the EC. And they say, Ebasana, election na yakotono. I'll say, say, these people are bent on destroying our democracy. Because in any country, Ekwadonko, statistics from Baka. Ekwadonko in our elections, only 200,000 votes da. Ekwadonko is insignificant when it comes to Ghana's elections. And yes, sir, this is the first time of Ekwadonko or contesting in Ghana's elections. This is the about third time GFP party no air contesting. Now, when you go back into history, the GFP and I say Ekwadonko party no, they have not made any significant inroads when it comes to numbers that can decide elections. Yet here and your call Supreme Court election 2020. And Chief Justice Enini Yabua ne tokonu ekachire say NDC ana isi kra ede sa eye constituencies ni bi na yentumi ankan no kra beka NDC ho a it is not significant enough to turn over the elections, meaning that word significant, no, it plays a very important role here. Now you come back to the first time Ekwadonko contested a year Ghana's election. When we go back to the first time Ekwadonko contested here to the last election we conducted in Ghana from 2020 and 2023, 2 times now, Ekwadonko has not gotten over 100,000 votes. Meaning, if today Ekwadonko party is out of the elections, or we leave Ekwadonko's picture to still run, at the end of the day, no, whatever Ekwadonko will get will still be insignificant. It will not change the outcome of the elections. Into reasonable Ghanaians, no, at this point, we are looking at an EC that will be rational and reasonable enough to say, the number of voter NPP ekuta. Said the NPP made some significant inroads in 2020 elections, and that their number is significant. They can win elections, so it is very important we do this. But as we speak, Ekwadonko, since contesting Ghana's election twice, Ekwadonko has not even made 100,000 votes. Her inclusion in the elections, whether the candidate is changed or not changed, it will not affect the general outcome of the election. So changing or stopping the printing of the ballot, it's not necessary. And at the end of the day, Akua Donkor is not significant. I'm talking about Akua Donkor GFP party, their inclusion and also what they bring to the party, it is insignificant. It cannot change the outcome of the election. Because Akua Donkor say Anka Sebio, with all due respect, if she was alive, she was not going to pull 100,000 votes. So a country where we have been able to print ballot papers, presidential ballot papers, about 90% of them. Why do we say if even Akua Donkor party and to me unfilled the OBR, we need to leave the papers the way they are and go into the elections? And then a reasonable person be abeka. But let me tell you, the NPP, Jane Mensah, Bosman Sare, Tetemono, omni NPP for the coup Akua Donkor. The idea ni nyina say omo pese omo dane election no eye number 8 na John Mahama dan omo pese omo yi free ho omo pese omo find the way na omo yi John Mahama free 8 ho because omo say kian kin Ghana for age John Mahama number 8 na tum and Ghana for nyina beto ma John Mahama now ma men kyerɛw strategy a omo epese omo adapt. Now this is the strategy Jane Mensah NPP for pese omo adapt with this Akua Donkor demise. Now, Obi the EC Beko court. Somebody will take the Electoral Commission to court very soon. Nipa no the EC Beko court no. Obeka check Ghana for say or a concerned citizen. Or the EC Beko court say Omuyi Akua Donkor the picture no free ho say Akua Donkor unfilled it and I say GFP. What I'm telling you is that the NPP will do everything possible to stop Akua Donkor party from nominating a presidential candidate. Now, say Ebasana, another NPP person will go to Supreme Court and tell the court to say Akua Donkor party name to me any presidential candidate. I will say Akua Donkor party or more ballot paper or see a chem. NPP for because Supreme Court. See, NPP for will do everything to stop Akua Donkor pathway from fielding a presidential candidate. Now, say omenya presidential candidate amba NPP for we have a fan nipa ba ko say onko court. No onko kan check court say Akua Donkor party no and to me amfa obi amba ambe Akua Donkor 9 dia. And the was set sa Akua Donkor baby oda no e will see a yini number ni free o yini free o na yes san numbers no. That is number 1. Now, number 2, Jane Mensah and EC, what they are going to do is almost be emergency IPAC meeting. Tie. Se ni pane the assembly quarter. Jane Mensah Bossman. Omoni NPP for the Apalumube meeting. No ma fre emergency IPAC meeting. Now, omo fre emergency IPAC meeting na 90% of NPP for na omo IPAC obviously omo ye Apalu ene sanko for no. They will all say they support the Electoral Commission say Omuyi Akua Donkor party no free number 3 or so whatever it is no. Now what is going to happen is say Sinibeka say that is what IPAC is saying, and that any political party at IPAC that will disagree should go to court for interpretation. Court one of that also mame. First of all, they will say Akua Donkor, they will stop Akua Donkor party from fielding a presidential candidate. Eba sana na obi de eye sa eye asem no akọ court. NPP for no obi de akọ court. Se di panel the EC court na EC afre emergency IPAC meeting. EC free emergency IPAC meeting. They will make sure say NPP surrogates no more IPAC meeting because say yes, EC should take out Akua Donkor. Now, Omoka say EC should take out the Akua Donkor party in Fruwa. Now, EC will say majority of IPAC no epese yeden epese yesi. It is a political party now you don't agree. Obviously, NDC will not agree. A party are only reasonable to say Afafranto Alankash will not agree. And some other people who are somebody like Hassan Ayaraga, I don't trust him. He will go with the NPP people. That's what he does all the time. He does business when it comes to politics. Now, the rational ones will disagree. And the EC will say, oh, per the vote, majority of the parties at IPAC are saying, they side with us. So we want to go ahead and take Akua Donkor out and do re-balloting or change the number now, Ubia Wano. Then EC will say, any party that disagrees can go to Supreme Court. Now, Uko Supreme Court, Osama Ami will be sitting there waiting. Tokonu, and Tokonu is an NPP communicator. So when you go to Tokonu will tell you, EC is right, and that you should go back in less than 24 hours. Thank you very much. In just 24 hours, Madam Tokonu will put a committee, a team together and decide on the case in less than 24 hours. Sir Jemensa and this Ifoko court to seek interpretation for the actions of EC. Madam Tokonu will use less than 24 hours to put a group of judges together to say the EC is right, and that the NDC should go back and listen to the EC. Because listen, when you look at Ghana's election, let me show you this. These are real facts. I'm sure facts you are. Look at these facts. The reason why it is not important for the EC to even touch the ballot paper. The EC should continue and print all the papers. Because Ghana's election, this is the election. When results, now results that screen is a summary of the 2020 presidential election results without Techiman South constituency. Now, Akua Donkor party, GFP, Akua Donkor did not get more than 5,000 votes. Akua Donkor didn't get even 6,000 votes. The whole election now, in 2020, Akua Donkor got 5,500 people voting for her. So what should stop us from printing the ballot papers? Because Akua Donkor, whether we allow her in or not, whether they have a presidential candidate or not, her number is insignificant. And there is no way Akua Donkor can win elections in Ghana. It is also number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5, Akua Donkor, the summary of 2020 elections now, only 5,000, Akua Donkor, 5,574 people voting for her. So why is the EC stopping the printing? After 10 days, say Akua Donkor party to be a presidential candidate, it should stay the same. The EC should not try, say they will touch the voting paper and say they want to change the numbers and the positions of any political party. Because Akua Donkor's political party does not add anything to the elections. So Akua Donkor 4 million votes, I can say yes, she can win elections. But Akua Donkor 6,000 votes in just 2020 elections. So why are we even stopping the printing? You just have to tell Akua Donkor party and say, you know something, we cannot do anything about it. When somebody votes for Akua Donkor, you can come and present somebody's name. But when somebody votes for Akua Donkor, the person is technically voting for a party. But you cannot say you are stopping the printing and that you are going to change the numbering, and that because of Akua Donkor is very, very insignificant in Ghana's elections.